everyone, I'm Erica. It's almost the beginning of August and I feel like now is a great time to start planning my fall wardrobe. And I've even decided on a theme: vampire librarian. If that sounds interesting, keep watching, and if you like what you see here today, don't forget to subscribe. I make a lot of videos discussing my journey to an authentic Gothic vintage wardrobe. And let's get started. So, vampire librarian, what do I even mean by that? So I want to take the sort of coziness of dark academia, but leave off the parts that look like kids' school uniforms because I'm 47 years old and I don't feel comfortable in like a plaid skirt kid uniform anymore. But I do love the idea of dressing like a librarian at some sort of dark myscatonic university or some sort of like University of Transylvania kind of thing. But I also want that vampire aspect, so I get that Gothic kind of feeling and vibe to my clothing as well. And that allows me to add a little bit of Victorian and Victoriana inspired clothing. This is going to be explored through knitwear as well as sewing, and I will share my journey as I go. But I also like the idea. I've just recently trimmed my hair back into a French bob, which I've kind of realized is my better option. I was going to grow it back into a midi cut, which I've had before, but my hair is quite fine, and having all those layers means I have to do a lot to it. But when I have this little French bob, I almost have to do nothing to my hair if I don't want to. And it leans into the idea that maybe this vampire was changed in like the late 1920s, like 1929. So I can do those sort of 30s inspired silhouettes, but still have the kind of flapper bob makeup and hair kind of aspects to the look. So first things first, I will show you a piece I've already made in preparation for this. This is my little gray sweater. So I will show this to you. This is the Heady cardigan by Andy Satterland. This is a discontinued pattern, but Andy is slowly putting her patterns back out, so perhaps we'll have a Heady again soon. It is an all-over lace pattern, and I made this in Cascade 220 superwash yarn in the color gray. Took about 3 skeins to do this because you use quite big needles. It's like size 8 needles. And then look at these buttons. I got these buttons on Etsy. I will link to the seller below, but she makes them herself. And these are these little 1-inch spiderweb buttons, if you can see. Isn't that a pretty little detail? Very cool. And you can get these in several colors. So I got the gray with holographic, but there's lots of different options. And I'm just gonna try the sweater on for you really quickly. Probably never wear it. Ooh, sorry, Missy. Just whacked the mannequin. I'd probably never wear it like fully buttoned up most of the time. I just wear it a little bit more open. But there you go. So it has negative ease, which I like, but I made the sleeves a little looser so I can do things like wear bracelets with them so the sleeves can be kind of pushed up. I really like this little scoop neckline. I think it fits fantastically, and that is the Heady. I've made a lot of Headies, and several of them are going into this wardrobe, as they always do in the fall months. But this gray one I specifically knit to have a spooky gray sweater for vampire librarian season. Next up is a new to me pattern that I tested. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough of this fabric to actually match the plaid, or this would be a finished version. But this is the June Pattern Company from Etsy, and they have this really nice little waistcoat. It's a V-neck waistcoat, and it has this little, I'll show you, tab in the back that you can put buttons. It's got these lovely little princess seams. There we go, princess seams. It's got, like I said, that little tab that you can put buttons and cinch it as tight as you want. It is fully lined, and I just lined it with some crepe de chine leftover fabric. I definitely would use the crepe de chine for the real version because it's really nice and smooth, so I'll have to get more of that. And yeah, I think that this is going to be a really nice option. It's, you know, not going to really work over a sweater, but I can give you an idea what it looks like on me. So again, I would just be layering it with like a blouse. But yeah, it's a cute vest. So that is one of my options. And the idea is to layer that over things like dresses with long bishop sleeves, which I have a couple, or to also layer it with blouses. And I have a couple blouse patterns that I have made in the past that I will definitely make again. One is actually both of them are pattern emporium. One is the Lyrical blouse by Pattern Emporium. I was a tester for this. I'll put a picture here. This has a lovely yoke. It's quite a loose fitting blouse pattern with buttons. It has these big floofy sleeves that you could make at 3 different lengths. I would do the long sleeve with the cuff. And it's just a really beautiful. And then if you want something that's a little bit easier to fit under a vest or a sweater, there is the Spill the Tea tie neck blouse. This one just pulls on over your head. It's got the big tie front bow. It's got 2 sleeve options, a little cap sleeve, and it's also got a long bishop sleeve. I made both of these during testing for Pattern Emporium, and I loved both versions. I've worn my cap sleeve one several times, and I have made a one in the bishop. I'll try to put a picture, but I made a bishop sleeve one in this beautiful like coral color, and I definitely think I'll be wearing that quite a bit with some of the other pieces in this collection. Let me grab a couple other things that I want to make those blouses out of. It's looking blue on camera, but it actually is this gorgeous purple, very thin, very diaphanous fabric. And I think that would be a gorgeous fabric to use for a blouse with the tie front and the bishop sleeves. I'm not sure if I want to make a Lyrical or a Spill the Tea. I'm kind of leaning towards the Spill the Tea because I want to wear them with vests and sweater vests, and I think it's just less volume, so it'll be easier to do that. And then I have this really pretty, again, needs to be, just got it, so it has to be ironed, rayon challis with this really pretty print. And I just like how soft these colors are. It's like a soft gray. It would look nice under this blouse, just sweater that I'm wearing here today. But it would also look really nice with the fabric that I'm getting for the vest. The vest is going to be a dark charcoal, and it's sort of a suiting fabric, and I'll show it to you guys when I get it. And then I have this rayon challis. This is definitely going to be a Spill the Tea. No, maybe a Lyrical. Anyway, it's this micro dot print in this really pretty soft orange, and I thought it'd be really sweet. And the other fabric that I've got for a vest is a black and orange houndstooth. So I thought it would be really cute with that. Symphony skirt and the Walk Boldly here. And I like the idea of maybe doing one more sort of patterned pant or skirt, and I'll show you guys the fabric I have for those. And then I have this houndstooth that almost looks like bats. Do you see the bat? That's like a bat tooth. I have quite a bit of houndstooth already in my wardrobe, but I was thinking this might be nice to make as like a sleeveless dress. It's a stretchy knit, and I was thinking I could make it as a sleeveless dress that I could possibly use in a pinafore type style, although I'm not a big pinafore person, but I might make an exception for this dress. And speaking of dresses, I know I want to make another Forget-Me-Not Patterns Kelly dress, and I want to make it in black. I'll put a picture of the Forget-Me-Not right here. But I also want to finally make the Hughes dress, and I have two versions of this dress planned. The first is a short, like, cap sleeve, like even shorter than the Hughes dress by Friday Pattern Companies, which I'll put a picture of right there. Normal sleeve, so that I can layer it with cardigans. And then I want to make a long sleeve version by stealing the sleeve from the Friday Pattern Company patina blouse, which I've made a couple times and which I know I really like. So some of my candidates for Friday Pattern Company's Hughes dress is again, needs to be ironed. This gorgeous berry color. I think it's beautiful. And I think that I could definitely make this look very vampy with the long sleeves. And it has the little corsety almost back. So I think that would be gorgeous for the long sleeve version. And then the cap sleeve, I'm just gonna use this pink. I know it's very light and very pale, but I figure I can layer it. And it's gonna be kind of my transition make, because I'm gonna make this as my last sort of summer option. So this will be the Hughes dress with the very short sleeve. But there's some other patterns that are interesting me. Yes, so this is the Carissa. I will put a picture, but I'll also show you guys. So it's basically this dress that has a bunch of options. You can make it as a corset style tank top. You can make it as a blouse. You can make it as a short skirt, like a short dress. You can make it as a long dress. You can make it with bishop sleeves. You can make it with no sleeves. You can do whatever the heck you want with it. It has so many options. There's a laced up back version, which I probably wouldn't make because winter, but there's also a full back option, which is a good idea. Yeah, I mean, it's got a lot of options, and I think this is intriguing. The sleeveless one with the slit, because you could definitely layer another top under that, and that'd be really cute. So that is on my list of things I want to make. I would also like to knit myself some sort of sweater vest, like true sweater vest with Fair Isle and all that stuff. I haven't found a pattern yet, but I know that that's something I need in my life. So if you know a good pattern for a Fair Isle sweater vest that doesn't make me have to steek because all my yarn is superwash, I know that's the hard bit. And it needs, oh, and it cannot have a high neck. Like it has to come like down to like at least here, so I can put the vest and stuff over it. I mean like the long sleeve shirts over it, you know what I mean. The poofy blouse. Honestly, something with like this neckline and this fit would be great. I just want it to be a Fair Isle sweater vest. So we'll see where that goes. But anyway, those are my plans for the Vampire Librarian. I'm really excited. What are your sewing plans? Comment down below. If there's anything that you think I should add to my list that would really bring home this aesthetic, let me know that too. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.